So historically, you will think that when you come to a day center, this is it. There is nothing, not a light at the end of the tunnel. But what happened now is that when I go and do a visit, I always tell them, you may be coming here for the rest of your life. However, if there is other services which can suit you better, then we can help you, refer you to the services. So for example, if we do a cognitive stimulation therapy class which runs for 14 weeks and we think that the person actually it's far too able to come here, then we may refer them, for example, for a voluntary sector organization or for a befriender. There is some people who've been referred in here and they can't be with the crowd of people. They think it's too much for them. They just like to be with the peace, like in a smaller environment. So there is no point of making them really anxious for coming in here and having people asking you to do this or asking you questions. It will be better if we, as I say, refer them for a befriender. So we help people to also move on. It's not about just maintaining what's in here, it's about the bigger picture. Every 6 months the social care workers, they are doing also a review of how people are how they are doing in here, and if there is things which we think they can improve on, we will obviously refer them. Like there is a lady in here who can manage a bath. We don't shower her in here, but she told me that. So what I said to her, could you please phone the social care direct and directing her in different services, because older people, they may not necessarily know what's available. So obviously by me having a knowledge of different services and what's on offer, I can tell them, could you please do this, could you do that, or I will get in touch with different like social workers and see, could you maybe go and do a assessment of her and see if she can maybe be supported by taking tablets, or could you maybe go and make a meal for her because she doesn't eat and this is the only one meal which she gets in here. But we can't have people 5 days a week in here, therefore it is important to make the links with other agencies who can support them as same like we do.
What do you think is the most important quality that someone who works in a centre like this needs or has to have?
The most important quality, in my opinion, will be being personal center, and having good values, being not judgmental, being able to listen and communicate. Sometimes, even with myself being not from here, people may say, oh, what did you just say? But not being offended, just basically repeat the question in a different way or maybe louder. So patience, it's very important. And remember that we are here for the service users, so make sure that they are happy, and again, we are maximizing their strengths and potentials. Like what I try to do, instead of just being a typical manager in here, I like to be involved with the service users. So I've offered to serve lunches, and by doing that, I've learned their names. I see, I hear the gossip, and I know what they are doing, which sometimes it's instead of going into a group and having a formal discussion, it's more informal. So I think that really helps me.